Good morning, guys. Efren Gonzalez here, travel adventure vlogger on yet another world-class adventure. I'm in the town of Les Houches at the start of the Tour de Mont Blanc. Cannot believe that I'm heading back into the mountains, especially after spending a month in Nepal. Got here yesterday, July 9th, took a train from Geneva and settled in into the jeep where I stayed last night. Up there in the mountains, it wasn't even here in this town, so I actually had to walk an extra 2 kilometers today. I had my own room at the jeep. I got to spend some time with other hikers, the ones that were actually finishing, and some of them were actually starting the trip along with me today. I'm gonna spend about 13 days here doing the entire trip counterclockwise, and I'm taking a rest day in one of the Italian towns. So enough talking, let's get the day or the trip started. Nothing like leaving the town by walking under those arches. If there's something that I learned yesterday at the jeep, is that they don't have towels or shampoos at the very expensive jeeps that we're staying. So I had to stop really quickly at a sports store and buy one of those quick drying towels. And also at the supermarket, I got this bottle of shampoo slash body gel that cost me less than €1. So I'm gonna be smelling like one of those shampoos that you find at the gas stations, like orange. Check it out. So yes, very late. I've done so many things this morning and I haven't even left the town yet. So I'm gonna have to take the cable cars just to make it up there to the pass, just to gain some ground, because today we have like a 20-kilometer day. Enough of that, let's continue. So made it to the pass using the cable car service, which I have no complaints because it is a 1,000-meter climb that you have to do. Otherwise, it's not over yet. I still gotta go down and there's a few hills before the end of today's day. Kind of reminded me when I was in Nepal a few months ago. I went to do the Annapurna Base Camp trek and also the Everest Base Camp trek. Tomorrow's gonna be a super easy day, so I don't know. I'd rather stay up here enjoying the views, even though it's almost like 11 o'clock in the morning and we haven't even started climbing yet. Well, the path has been very rugged, as you can see. It's been also a traffic jam full of hikers going in both directions, enjoying the beautiful panoramas that we have here. As you can see behind me, right there, there's the pass that we're gonna have to climb. I can see a trail of hikers going all the way up there at the top. Major traffic jam at the waterfall, so I decided to stop and wait my turn and have a little bit of a snack. So I went into my lunch bag, decided to dig in and see what was in there, what was in store for me, and there was a bunch of goodies. In the end, I just had a boiled egg and this fruity juice that just hit the spot. crossed the bridge with the waterfall, the water gushing underneath me. Incredible experience. Reminded me so much of all those suspension bridges on my previous trips. And then from there, we're gonna start climbing. We're gonna climb all the way up to the pass. I think at first we're here in the forest, and then it's gonna open up. It's getting a little bit warm, but it's already noon. Andiamo. So finally made it to the pass. It was quite the climb. At moments it felt like it was impossible, but of course if you keep one foot in front of the other, eventually you're gonna make it up there and you're gonna find it overcrowded. Bunch of hikers up here just taking a break, taking in the views, and now of course we have this massive descent only to go up once again. But I think the second climb is not gonna be as bad as the first one. We're gonna start descending. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. So I hope that I'm well past the halfway point already, and I'll make it to the jeep sometime between 4 and 6 p.m. My God, that has to be one of the toughest descents that I've done in quite a while. I mean, just look at that thing. Woo! If you can stay at this refuge, I highly recommend it. I still have another climb to do. I think it's about half of what I just did. So I'm gonna take a break in this place. I see a few of those picnic areas, so maybe a little snack, maybe some coffee, some energy for the climb. If not, a soda, something cold. It's not really that hot. It's just that there's no clouds in the sky and the sun is blasting. I have my umbrella, which you guys haven't seen yet. It's back there, right next to my 360 camera, and I've been using it, and it's a lifesaver. I had to say, I highly recommend it. If you're gonna be exposed to the elements like this for days on end, then get an umbrella. The first and only water source of the day, right after the refuge, right after another river crossing behind me. I stopped there really quickly just to get something to drink, some refreshment. I'm filtering my water. I have the Catadine B-Free water filter. This is mostly for the GR20, but since I have it, I decided just to play it safe and filter all my water along the Tour de Mont Blanc. I thought I was getting close to today's destination. As it turns out, I think I still have another 14 kilometers to go. So after this climb, it's gonna get a lot easier. It's almost 4 p.m. already, so I really have to hurry up. Let's go. So finally, finally made it to town. It's almost 7 p.m. And check out this village, man. Great village. Look at the church right there behind me. Let's go check it out. The door's open. Let's go. So here I am at the Jeet where I'm staying tonight, and what an incredible place. So charming, so homey. And the funny thing is that once I left the church, the owner called me and he's like, "Hey, where are you? Because I need to go ahead and pick you up because there's a group here and we're all waiting for you just to have a dinner." I got here like at 7:15 or so. So it was about 5 minutes away. Incredible place where I'm staying today. I have a whole room all to myself. I took a shower and then I went downstairs to the patio where we had wine, first of all, and then we have an incredible dinner. We had a salad with cheese, eggs, and then we have pasta with pork, blueberry pie, and even banana rum. And the view from the patio was just incredible with the mountains in the distance. That's where I'm heading tomorrow. That's tomorrow's stage. So I guess I'll see you all tomorrow morning for breakfast, of course. See you then. Good morning, guys. It is day 2 on this amazing tour de Mont Blanc. Just the views are incredible. I cannot say that enough. Had a great night's sleep yesterday at the Jeet where I stayed, just sharing stories with all the other hikers, sharing knowledge. And today, as I mentioned yesterday, we have a very short stage. I just looked it up on my GPS tracks and it's only 6.5 kilometers. So I'm gonna be there in no time. But, that's what happens when you have to pre-plan everything in advance and things are starting to fill up fast and you have to make quick decisions. Leaving at 8:50 in the morning, sun is already out, and today we're just gonna go up and up on a slow and steady slope. Let's do it. It has been a steady climb up this mountain all the way up here to this Roman bridge, which you can see behind me. There's a waterfall here, and I think it is the perfect time to have a little bit of a snack from my picnic lunchbox that I've been relying on for the last couple of days. I mean, it's 11 o'clock already, and I think I'm gonna get to my refugio in about an hour or so. I've been talking to other hikers, and some of them, what they do is they just go to the supermarket and buy their supplies. But the lunch boxes are only 10 euros and you get everything that you might need. So I think I'm gonna stick to that for at least for the time being. And we're also kind of leaving civilization behind us, and up ahead it gets a little bit more rugged and more wilderness. So I guess the only places where I can buy food might be the refugios along the way. Time to eat. So guess who made it to the refuge shelter around 1 p.m. Settled in really quickly, not before having a beer with a great view. Look at it right there behind me. It's actually like a 360 panorama that I have. Oh my God, this is just gorgeous. Took a shower, washed all my clothes because they were starting to stink. So right now they're all hanging out by the line. They're getting dried after a thorough wash. And it's funny because there's a shelter back there and they have like a public bathroom right there with a water source. The French are just incredible when it comes to setting up public bathrooms along the way. So yeah, it's just been a chill afternoon. It is warm. It is, I don't know, windy, so it's not so bad after all. And here in this place, you can see all types of accommodations that I've seen so far. You got a campground over there for the guys that are in a budget. And then at the refugio, you have two choices. You can stay in a bunk bed, kind of like in the Camino de Santiago, or you can have your own private room. Just enjoying the view, enjoying the canyon back there. And I can see where I'm going tomorrow. Just going over that pass. So tomorrow's gonna be about 11 kilometers just going up and then coming down. So what time do you think the sunsets are here in this place? Well, I think because of the position where we are right now, it was at 7:30 in the afternoon. Just had my dinner outside in the patio with all the other guests or all the other hikers. And it's just been an incredible afternoon just talking to other people. Plenty of Americans here, a few French, actually a lot of French. And we started off with carrot soup, and then we moved on to a risotto and a sausage, and then we had cheese, of course, we're in France, and tiramisu. The food is incredible, especially up here in a shelter. We even have some of the company of the people from Tent City over there, and it's starting to get cold, of course, so the puffy jacket came out. This trip has just been beyond my wildest dream. Even when I did the Via Francigena and I was on the other side of those mountains, which was incredible, by the way, this is just beyond that. And I cannot wait to see what else it has in store for me. Time to cross some ice fields. It's just a little bit of a stretch, but as you can see, we got some snow here. I saw a few patches coming up here. I wasn't expecting to see it on this trip, but I do know that there are a few glaciers along the way. Especially there's a massive one that we're gonna see, I think is tomorrow or the day after. It's been a easy climb today, especially since we cut it in half by staying at that refugio yesterday. And yeah, just slowly making my way up to the pass. And then from then on, it's gonna be descent. So 2,329 meters of elevation. We're at the pass. No wind at all. The sun is good. Cool temperatures. I mean, you can't ask for more. Check out the views on both sides of the pass. Incredible. We still got a little bit of a climb and then the final descent into the shelter, the refugio, the refuge, whatever you want to call it. I think my body's getting used to all the walking up here in the mountains, finally getting the trail legs. You know, you're a little bit rusty when you start. Of course, you make a lot of mistakes in the first few days, so let's try to make it into the shelter as soon as possible. So of course lunch came at 11:45 at the first shelter along the way. I also had to use the restroom there, refill my water bottle, and I had lunch. I had a sandwich that they improvised for me because lunch starts at 12:30, which is right now. I also had a beer, and while I was there I realized that I lost my glasses. Yes, another bump in the road, but what can I say? Look at this. Look at this. Everything that we gained, I think we're about to lose. We're heading down there. Somewhere down there is where I'm staying today. Getting windy. All right, let's head down. Look at that. Well, there you have it, 2:30 in the afternoon after making that steep descent. My toes are on fire right now. There's the jeep where I'm staying tonight. There's a bar. They have those flags that I saw in Nepal. I just realized that. And then we have over here a couple of horses. I've heard that tomorrow, since we had to climb up once again, of course, coming down, going up, it's either an hour and a half walking through a paved road all the way up to the pass, or you can make a reservation and just take a bus. Let's see if I can do that. Shower. So this is first on the trip. I'm staying in the attic. So you can see up there, there's the window. I'm in the roof of the house, but look how charming this place is. Very nice. It sets the atmosphere. I see a couple of beds up there, but I'm actually staying on this one. Look at this setup. Very nice. Also over here, I have my bathroom. Here's the toilet. And the best part about the whole thing is, I'm just gonna show you. a towel. That's right. It's the little things in life, of course. Did I get my bus ticket for tomorrow morning? Of course I did. I went to the information little building that they have not far from here, and I bought the ticket. It was super cheap. It was like 3.5 euros, I believe it was. And tomorrow at 8:20, it's gonna take me not all the way, but at least I'm gonna get to skip just walking on the roads. Just had a dinner back there with another amazing group of hikers. This is the patio where I dried up my clothes after washing them in the shower. I'm actually staying all the way up there. Large group of people here staying tonight. And yes. After a quick bus ride, we made it up here, not all the way to the top of the pass where I thought I was heading. It wasn't this bus, I think it was the next one. Not to worry, I'm gonna make my way following the river. Another incredible day, blue skies as you can see. Temperature is just right for walking here in the Alps. Andiamo. Well, after walking for about half an hour following the river on a nice ascent, we get our first climb, or the major climb of the day. I can see it up ahead. It looks daunting. Over here on this side, there's a refugio down there. And if you stay up there in the ridge, then you will have to stay somewhere by that glacier back there, which I think would have been a great night. A cold night up there, but with amazing views, especially of the glacier. Oh, by the way, today I did not forget my picnic lunchbox because I set an alarm and I got it with me. So yes, now let's tackle this climb. Look at that. Small break by a waterfall. Decided to have the egg and the snack just before the final climb. I think I can see already the pass up ahead is getting, the slope is getting nicer and more doable. I also saw a group of French soldiers that are practicing here. Saw a couple of jet fighters flying overhead. Look at the panorama here, man. Especially on this side. Well, as you can see, we finally made it to the top, to the pass. We're at 2,512 meters of elevation, and I think this is the border between France and Italy over there. From here on out, it's just a steady descent all the way to Refugio Elisabetta, which according to the sign is about an hour away. I think I'm gonna have lunch somewhere in between because it's getting windy and cold up here. Well, there it is. First refugio here in Italy, right behind me. Made it here at 2:04 after walking on a flat riverbed for a while. Extremely windy right now. I also have my lunch just by a rock there in the shade. I had a sandwich and I had also an apple. Plenty of water. This is a refugio, so yesterday I stayed at a jeet. Those are the two things that I've been staying at, jeets and refugios. I haven't done any camping because I don't have a tent. Made it to my room with this double bunk bed over here and an incredible view of the valley, which I'm gonna be walking in tomorrow to the town of Comayor. Had to wait until 3:30 for the check-in. Not a big deal. I just enjoy the view while having my first cappuccino here in Italy and also acqua frizzante. Incredible waterfalls not far from here and the glacier. I mean, this refugio has one of the best views so far because day 2 or day 1 wasn't bad at all either. So yeah, bunk bed like in El Camino. Probably take this one, the lower one, right? Yeah. Let's settle in, take a shower, do my clothes. You know the routine already by now. Of course. I was really expecting some pasta for dinner tonight, but the risotto did not disappoint. After that, we follow it with some meat and vegetables. It was alright. And then, of course, some dessert, and I had a cappuccino because I missed the Italian coffee in France. Tomorrow is another great date. It's gonna start out flat or with a little bit of an incline, and then we have a massive, like 1,000-meter climb or something like that. I haven't really looked into it. And then from then on, it's just a descent into Comayor, where I'm gonna be taking a rest day the day after. Can't believe how fast the trip is going, but we still got a little bit more to enjoy. See you tomorrow at 7. It is almost 8 o'clock. I'm about to leave the Refugio Elisabetta, the first one here in Italy. Today we have a 14-kilometer day. We're gonna follow that road, which has a slope, just a slight one, all the way up to that ridge. Then we have to do a massive climb over that mountain, but there's an option to come down on yet another lift. Did I mention tomorrow is a rest day? I have been on some gorgeous trails in my life, but this one takes a cake when it comes to nature, landscape, you name it. After walking for about 4 kilometers, finally made it to the point where I had to start climbing to Courmayeur, 1,223 meters. It's gonna be a good one. Let's start climbing. Now, when it comes to my physical stamina, after 5 days on the Tour de Mont Blanc, today was the first morning that I woke up without any soreness in my leg. I feel like I'm running at 100%. Let's put that to the test right now. 11 o'clock in the morning, and we finally made it to the highest point of today's climb. We started all the way down there by the river. I don't know if you can tell. Now it's just gonna be traversing up here, up and down. I mean, it is 1,200 meters of elevation gain, but it's not all at once. But I think the toughest section is already behind me, and now it's just a few hills up ahead. Did not forget the picnic today. That was a lesson that cost me 13 euros to learn. For you guys, it's free of charge, of course. On my way up, I did notice that you can follow the road down below. Just follow the river, and you go all the way to Courmayeur. Courmayeur? Yes. And it will be a very easy day. That's up to you. I saw a bunch of hikers heading in that direction, and up here, it's just a few of us. But we're rewarded with the views, of course. Snack, and let's continue. Well, this is definitely different, right? Making our way down using this ski lift. I was talking to the guy at the bar, guy from South America, because here's the thing. We're about to enter in a couple of days into Switzerland, and I was wondering, do I need to get Swiss francs or do they accept euros? And he told me that I don't need to worry about it. The entire Tour de Mont Blanc, you can use euros. So that's one less thing that I need to worry about. When I head to an ATM in town, because of course, this is a cash economy here. I haven't used my debit card once. Everything has been cash. And I've seen a couple of people going through tough times because they're running low or out of money out here. Something that you should not do. In this town, you can go to the supermarket, get your supplies if that's what you're doing. I'm relying on the picnics. Trying to see if I can talk all the way down, even though we need to take two ski lift. This is the first one, and then we need to walk a little bit to the next one, and then the final descent. Okay, enough talking. See you guys down there. quick switch, and right now we're in this little space capsule making our way down. It's a little bit scratched, so I can't get great views outside, but there's the city. I'll show you a drone shot of it. And this will be the end of the descent for today, which was really not too bad. Once we made it to the top, was the hottest part of the entire day, and then we kind of hang up there for about half of the today's stage until we made it to that bar, and now taking this the easy way out, you might say. Look at that. Woo. Well, here I am in the hotel after making my way through this very charming town. I have to say, I can't wait to go out and explore. I went by the bus station. I saw all the hikers getting off their buses just to start their trek. And I'm here in this hotel with a very nice room. They do offer to do laundry for €6. So I may do that tomorrow just to get a fresh, clean start. It's like 7 o'clock already in the afternoon. You can see like the little church back there. So I think I'm gonna head out and get a bite to eat because I'm starving. Let's go for it. Comayor. Gotta love this village, man. Just look at it. It just, it makes me want to retire here. I just love all the flowers. Of course, the mountains over there. I already had dinner, went for pasta, of course, with some red wine. You know, tomorrow is a rest day. I got a few things that I gotta take care. So enough for day 5 on the Tour de Mont Blanc. See you the day after. Now, so far the weather has cooperated. It's just been incredible. Blue skies with only one day that we had a few clouds. Not a big deal. A little bit windy sometimes, but not that much. And the temperatures are just mild in the morning, and they get a little bit hot in the afternoon, especially down below in the valley. But when you're up there in the mountains, it's just great. The terrain, as you can see, sometimes it's rocky, sometimes it's dusty, sometimes it's just loose rocks. You get everything here. Even though it is crowded sometimes with other hikers going in both directions, I think the accommodations kind of keep the numbers of people in check. There's no permit system here, like in some of the parks in the US. Now, do take advantage of the shade under the canopy of the forest whenever you get a chance, because once you're up there in the ridge, you're completely exposed. Also, take advantage of all the water sources. There are plenty, either in town or up here you have a few streams. Steady climb all the way to the top. Andiamo. Whenever you come across a shelter, take your time, take a break, refill your water bottle, go to the bathroom, have a snack as I did. I had one boiled egg and I also had some of my picnic. I had a slice of cheese and some salami. Is it? Chorizo? I don't know. It was just delicious. Now we're traversing here. As you can see, it's kind of flat and we're about to enter the forest once again. And physically, I'm feeling perfect. The first couple of days, I was waking up with my legs kind of sore, but that went away. If you need that little help, that little push up or down, you can use the ski lift or the cable cars are in a few key places, and it's up to you. It might be the difference between an injury and completing the Tour de Mont Blanc. 13 kilometers is 2 o'clock, or actually 2:30. Got here to this refugio at 2 in the afternoon, and I already had lunch. This is where I wanted to stay, but I just couldn't find a spot, and this was in January, so I'm gonna have to continue on for an extra 7 kilometers to Refugio Elena, where I'm gonna be making it my home for tonight. What goes up must come down, and that is the story here in the Tour de Mont Blanc. You're constantly gaining and losing elevation. We gain about 700 or so at the beginning. I think overall in today's stage is closer to like 1200 meters. Is it high enough for you to feel any altitude sickness? I don't think so. I think the highest point is like 2500 meters, which is around 8,000 feet of elevation. If you've been to Machu Picchu, that's where you're gonna be here at the highest passes that we come across through. And came down here to this campground just to have a little bit of a snack. It's already 4:37 in the afternoon, and I still have the last climb of the day. And I think it is time to make it to the albergue already, because I need a shower. I'm completely covered in dust. It reminds me so much of when I did the Everest base camp. That one was so dusty, and here today it was the same story. Well, guys, there you have it. 7 hours, 2,000 meters of elevation gain, 21.67 kilometers. Made it to Refugio Elena at 5:41 in the afternoon. The sun is about to set over the mountains. Today is the last full day in Italy. Tomorrow I cross over into Switzerland, which is even more expensive than Italy or France. But I'll be there just a few days. As you can tell, it is extremely windy. The sun already went behind the mountains. There are the flags waving, and this refugio where I'm staying today, my private room. I have my own bathroom with a shower and towels, which is just luxury out here. The food on this one, especially the refugios here in Italy, it's not that it's bad, it's okay. But I think I got spoiled in France, so I can't wait to head back there in the next few days. So yes, tomorrow is gonna be short. It's only gonna be 10 kilometers. Gotta climb over the mountain in front of me, and then it's just gonna be a nice descent into the next jeet. I'm staying at a jeet, not a refugio. Good morning, guys. It is day 7 on the Tour de Mont Blanc, the first week out here walking. Left early this morning at almost 8 o'clock. Very cold morning in the shade. Started climbing up here in search for the sun. On my way up this steep mountain. And we're now in Switzerland. And we got some sheep here to welcome us, of course. So now that we're in Switzerland, what do I expect up here? Well, it's gonna get more expensive, of course. And also, it's gonna be gorgeous because just flying the drone up here from the pass, the views up ahead are incredible, just as days pass. Very nice. From the worst breakfast on the entire trip to the best one in the span of only a few hours. My energy levels are up. I feel a lot better. It's just been a easy morning, I might say, after that pass. It was quite the climb at the beginning. And then it's just been a steady descent all the way down to this refugio, which you see right there behind me. I decided to stop by and have a café con leche. It was delicious. And also this plate that had bread, eggs, cheese, tomato, ham, and it just hit the spot. From now on, I think it's just a descent all the way down. I had to stop at a pharmacy because, of course, I left my bottle of shampoo behind, and that's what I'm using to wash myself and to wash my clothes. So yes, almost noon. Let's continue. Andiamo. It is getting hot, but at least I made it to La Folie, the town where I'm gonna be staying today. There's the jeep right behind me. And the sad thing is that I had to wait until 4 p.m. in order to do the check-in. I was at the restaurant here. The prices here are way more expensive than it was in Italy or France. And just remember that not long ago, about 4 years ago, I was crossing over the other side of those mountains on my way to the Grand Saint Bernard's Pass when I was doing the Via Francigena. I put the link in the description above. I also made a quick stop at the supermarket and I got myself the shampoo that I told you I was gonna get. Super easy. It was right below the restaurant where I was eating. So yes, now I have to wait. It's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. And what time is it right now? It is 2:30, so I have to wait for an hour and a half. It got so hot in the afternoon that I had a chance to do my own laundry in my private bathroom and had it all dry in the backyard. I couldn't resist and I went to check out the bunk beds and man, zero privacy there whatsoever. Everybody's piled up on top of each other. Best meal so far on the trip, I had to say. I had soup to start it off, and then I had potatoes with cheese and meat. I had a glass of red wine and some dessert at the end. They've been open for I think a couple of years, and the owner, the lady, has been to Miami. She speaks a little bit of Spanish, so we had a good conversation there. Good morning. On day 8 on the tour de Mont Blanc, today we have an easy 15-kilometer days to the town of Champagne. It's going to take me anywhere between 4 and 5 hours to get there. It's going to be mostly flat throughout the day with a small climb at the end. There's a lake there that I can't wait to see, and I wish I could just do longer stages now that my body's accustomed to it, but I have everything pre-booked. It's going to rain over the next few days, so let's enjoy probably our last dry day with clear blue skies. I'm so glad that the sun just came out because it was a little bit chilly this morning when I left the jeep. I'm now walking here in the forest. Very cool. So a bunch of runners passed me by. Let's enjoy the sun, the warmth of the sun until it gets too hot around midday. I should be getting into town between noon, maybe 1 p.m. It all depends how many shots I get along the way. Andiamo. It has been a very pleasant morning walking in the forest under the shade of the canopy with glimpses of the road in the distance, walking right next to the mountains in path like this one right here that's very charming. Sometimes it opens up and then you get big drops off. There was one there that even had a chain for your safety. Just heading off into the next town where I may have a little snack before today's climb. Well, we definitely started climbing, and on the way up, check this place out. The coolest cave that I've seen so far on any of my trips. I can fit in here nicely. It is cold. What can I say? I'm gonna stay here just for a little bit, just to cool down. I can see the bridge, the water, the stream, and then the final push into town. Can't believe there's a heat wave in Europe that is just ravaging the entire continent. And here in the Alps, we're escaping it, if only for a little bit. And within the Alps, we got this cave over here. Steady climb to the town of Champagne, where they have that beautiful lake. My God, I got to town around 2 p.m. I was starving because today I forgot to get the picnic lunchbox. I should have gotten it. And all the restaurants, their kitchens were closed. I think they closed around maybe 2 p.m. So I just missed it. So I found this one right in front of the lake. And I had, of course, a Coca-Cola and some cold cuts. I was sitting there for a while, just enjoying the breeze and the people bathing in the lake until like 4 p.m. when I got here to the jeep where I'm staying today. So for the first time, the truck with all the luggage, in case you're using the luggage transfer service, which I highly recommend, that's when it got here, 4 p.m. And now, after taking my shower, of course, my clothes are drying. I got maybe an hour tops for it to dry, but let's see. Fingers crossed it's gonna happen. Dinner at 7. You guys already know the drill. So see you after dinner. Dinner was a soup followed by salad, and then they brought out the heat. We had some bread with cheese and then some dessert. That's it for day 8 on the Tour de Mont Blanc. Tomorrow we have a hard day. Tomorrow is just going up all the way to the top and then coming down to the jeep where I'm staying tomorrow. It's gonna be like 15. Every time I say a distance, it turns out to be even longer. So yes, see you tomorrow. Good morning, hikers. We're fast approaching the end of the trip, sadly, but yes. Still clear skies. I was looking at the weather app and it says that we have about 30% chance of rain, but that's after 4 p.m. So I should be at the jeep by then. Got picnic today because I can't have a repeat of what happened yesterday. And I don't think there's any support on today's stage, but we'll see about that. So day 9 of 12, getting close to the finish line. And is it getting any easier or is it still hard as it was at the beginning? I think it's getting easier. Your body's getting accustomed walking so many kilometers here in the mountains. I mean, a few kilometers, 20 kilometers on flat terrain goes by in a couple of hours, maybe 4 hours. But out here, it takes the entire day and it takes everything out of you. This side of the mountain range, you might say, feels more like you're in a populated area. It doesn't feel so rugged. We're in the forest for the majority of the time. Sometimes we go out and come back again. So I think the views are better on the opposite side. We're gonna be trailing Martigny. It's gonna be on my right hand side. Down below, that's a city where I took a rest day on the Via Francigena. When I was doing that trip, I saw the mountains and I wish that I would be climbing there. 4 years later, here I am. Let's go. Wow, it's been a morning of rocky, very rocky, steep climbs. A couple of river crossings where I refill my water bottle. I'm at the halfway point of the climb and we're soon leaving the forest behind. The sun is hitting me on this side now I'm feeling it. I'm getting more sunburn than any other trips that I've done so far, even though I'm using the umbrella. But the umbrella pretty much only covers my head. Yeah, let's keep going. This is such a great moment for me right now, not just because I had lunch in this little restaurant farmhouse up here. I don't know if you can tell back there, that is the city of Martigny, where I took a rest day on the Via Francigena. I keep talking about the Via Francigena, but it's just so surreal for me to be back, see it so close to me, and it's something that I highly recommend. If you can walk, let's say from Lausanne, right next to Lake Geneva, make your way up the Grand Saint Bernard's Pass and then go down to Aosta. That will be about a week. And most of it, believe it or not, is flat. Only from Martigny all the way to the Grand Saint Bernard's Pass, about 3 days, is where you get to climb. But from Lake Geneva all the way up to this city, it's pretty much flat. Enough with the climbing. From here on out, it's just downhill. For some people that might be worse, but for me, I love it. Let's go. Made it into town at 3 p.m. after walking 16 kilometers sharp. It was a steep descent all the way down with incredible views, especially of the major climb that we had tomorrow. So bad that I think it might be the worst section of the entire trip, because it's just on the side of the mountain, zigzagging all the way to the top. But we'll see about that. Let's settle in here. This is the last room that I'm gonna enjoy on the trip, because the last two are gonna be in bunk beds, kind of like the ones that I show you guys. So I couldn't find anything else. So let's enjoy this one. Look at this. Full-size bed and a mini one over here. I should be splitting it up with other hikers, but up to this point, I just been walking on my own. There it is. That is 25% of today's climb, just going all the way up there. Kind of feels like you're climbing really tall building, like a skyscraper. But from there, after climbing who knows how many meters, it looks very imposing. Then we're gonna hang up there for a little bit up to the halfway point. That section there is just 25% of today's stage. And then from the top, there's even an option to take a cable car down. Don't know if I'm gonna do it, but you can start to see the fatigue in people's faces. Some of them just want to get there already. Most of the people that I talked to up to this point, the ones that are doing it in less than 10 days, they use the support of public transportation, something that I haven't really done much other than the cable cars. Look at the line of hikers. Let's go. Making my way up the mountain, very steep. I think I'm at the halfway point already. And here's the first. So I was gonna take a little sip of water. I realized that I left my bottle of water at the hotel. I just passed a river down below. I wish I would have known. I would have filled up my Catadine pouch. But I'm gonna have to find something higher up. It took an hour just to get out of the forest, and I knew for sure I was gonna find a water source, and I did. I refilled or filled up my camel bag, and now I'm gonna take advantage of my lunchbox that I have over here and have a little bit of a snack. Right now it's gonna be open open fields, open plain, all the way up to the pass, which will be the halfway point of the day. That's where I have the option of taking the ski lift down, which I don't think is gonna happen because it's like 9:30 in the morning and I don't wanna get to the jeet like around noon. That's way too early. Sometimes the check-in is at 4. So let's have a bite to eat now then. Well, we finally made it over the pass and into France. I stopped at the Refugio up there just to have a little coffee to celebrate the occasion, just enjoying the views on both sides of the pass. That is both cities that I'm heading towards in the next couple of days. Most of the people are just heading in the direction of the Tour de Mont Blanc, which is right over there. You can see them walking. I wish I could go in that direction, but of course, you know, you have to book everything in advance and sometimes you can't find a place. That's the one that I found and that's the one that I'm heading to. Surrounded by this ski lift, but they're not working now. They're being renovated in the summer and they work in the winter. Not that I was gonna use it, but you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Made it at 1 o'clock here to this hotel for our climbers, I might say. There's only a few hikers here so far. Just had enough time to settle in into my bunk bed, take my shower, do my clothes, wash them in the sink, and the minute I hang them outside, it started raining. And it's just been one wave after the next. There's really nothing to do here. We're kind of like away from the center of town. Can't walk over there because it's raining. I already got a shot with the drone of the waterfalls about 1 kilometer away from here. And yeah, I have an improvised line now inside my room where I'm hoping that my clothes are gonna dry. Good morning, hikers, on day 11 on the Tour de Mont Blanc. Cannot believe that tomorrow is gonna be the last day and it rained last night. So hopefully the path is not as muddy as I think it's gonna be. As you can tell, it is a cloudy day. That's where we're heading. You can see the path right there. And yeah, 13 kilometers. It should be just straight up all the way to the top. I already bought my picnic because today there's just simply zero support. Make sure I didn't leave my water bottle or my water filtration system in the room up there. Enjoyed a hearty breakfast this morning and it's about to start the day before the last one. Let's do it. I thought today was gonna be an uphill climb, but for the last 3 kilometers, we've just been going down next to the road, trying to reconnect with the alternative that takes us up to the Refugio, because I think the Tour de Mont Blanc, the official path right now, is high up there within the clouds, so you're not gonna get any views. So let's talk about gear then, a subject that I don't really like to talk about much. Why? Because things really go out of fashion so fast. But then again, once I find the things that I like, I wear them until they just disintegrate off my body. Let's start from my head and work my way down to my legs. And I start with this hat. I like sun protection from the sun, especially out in the open fields. My glasses, I lost the ones that I brought, the Ray-Bans, but I got these ones in Comayor. Whichever glass I have, it has to be polarized filters because I like to get rid of the glare, the sun bouncing off either the rocks or the water, and I also like how it makes the sky pop out. All right, keep going. We have 3 pairs of shirts that I bought in Decathlon in France. So I have one pair of trekking pants, the ones that you can detach the legs. And I also have one pair of regular shorts, just so that when I'm in the jeep, if I had to wash my clothes, I can wear those, or just so that I don't have one that's super dirty. 3 pairs of ex officio's underwear that I've been using since 2000, not the same pair, of course, since 2010 when I did Kilimanjaro. I like how they dry super fast. They're good when it comes to the odor. Just all around, I use them on my day-to-day life. Making my way down, I have 3 pairs of darn tough socks. They're great. They have a lifetime guarantee, so if they break, you can get a new replacement. No questions asked. Shoes, man, shoes. A very touchy subject. In my case, I love my Altras Olympus 4. So much cushion, so much room in the toe box up front. No blisters whatsoever, no hot spots. I do wear maybe like a half a size or a size bigger, just so that when you're going downhill, your toes are not jamming up against the front of your shoes. Some people like trekking boots. I started using those, especially when I was climbing mountains back in the day, but then I switched over to trail runners and I just haven't looked back. You gotta love this rocky environment, right? When it comes to my sleeping kit, no need for a sleeping bag unless you're camping. So all I brought was a liner and of course an inflatable pillow that I use a few times. My backpack is the Osprey 48 liters. It's a little bit too much for this trip, but I only have this one. I'm not gonna be switching back and forward, but it compresses down, so no issues whatsoever. I really like the suspension on them. The only thing I don't like them is that they don't have the pockets that they used to have, but I do have this fanny pack. Really nice and big. I can put my drone in there. I can also put my battery pack. I can put my audio equipment and my sunscreen. I also have this umbrella from Gossamer Gear, which weighs next to nothing, and it gives me that added protection on those really sunny, hot days. When it comes to the rain, I have a poncho that is very long that I've used since 2018, and it has never failed me. I have a towel, a fast drying towel that I bought just at the beginning of the trip because I thought since I was staying here in Jeet that they will provide them. Some of them have and some of them do not. So I had to buy one in Les Houches right at the beginning of the trip. So anything that you don't bring, you will find it in one of the towns along the way. What else? I do have a line just to hang my clothes. It came in handy yesterday when it started raining. I did an improvised line inside my room. I have about 10 clothespins. You need those, especially on windy days. You know, I see all the people's clothes just flying around, and mine is always attached to the line. I also carry with me at all times when I'm out here in the woods, because when nature calls, you need paper towel. So I have a small roll, and I also have supplemental to that a small bottle of Johnson & Johnson like baby powder. So I throw some in there after I do my business. Everything stays dry, no friction, no shafting. We're all good. Let's go into the toiletries, you might say. So I have a toothbrush, toothpaste. I have a comb for my long hair. On this trip, I didn't bring any aspirins or Tylenol or ibuprofen because, you know, in my previous one, I really didn't need it, so I don't want to bring things that I'm not using. I did bring a few sleeping pills, but those are for just traveling from the US here to Europe, so it can knock me out when I'm on the plane. Oh, wait, I forgot one important thing, and that is water, right? I have the Catadine Be Free 1 liter filter. Here you go. I also had a small plastic bottle that I would fill this up with, but I lost it. I left it at the hotel. And I think that's it. That's my gear. That's everything that I brought. Let's move on to the vlogging kit, which is half of everything else. Well, there you have it. It is 12:30, made it here to the last refugio where I'm gonna be staying, the one up there, with incredible views. We even have a small lake and the views of the mountains behind me and of course right in front of me. It's been an easy, chill day. I think it's one of the easiest ones so far. I mean, they started off with a 3-kilometer downhill walk through the town, and then the walk through the forest was just magical. We had the rocks, we were under the shade of the trees before the final ascent here, which took about, let's say, 2 kilometers. Not too bad at all. Finally checked in into the refugio where I'm gonna be staying tonight, and this one is one of the most basic ones on the entire trip so far. I'm gonna be staying in this room with let's see, 2, 4, maybe 5 other hikers in bunk beds. Very simple accommodations, and the guy told me not to bring any food up here, so that just lets me know that there might be a mice problem. We'll see tonight if we hear all the critters crawling on the roof. Dinner's at 7. Spectacular views out the window. Let's just settle in for the last time, because tomorrow is just gonna be a hotel. I cannot believe that the trip is about to end. Just had a communal dinner there, full of hikers. The place is just packed. You can even see people down there camping by this little lake. You can see all the little tents. This afternoon they were swimming in the water, and we had the police guys showing up here just to tell them to get out. So let's just do a quick recap of the Tour de Mont Blanc. It is about 102 miles loop, or 160 plus kilometers. You can do it either clockwise or counterclockwise. I'm doing it counterclockwise, the classical one. I started in Les Houches, 13 days, including a rest day in Courmayeur, which I highly recommend you do, especially if you're feeling tired. This side of the mountain, the north side, is where you get to see Mont Blanc up there. You have the best sunsets, like the one that I witnessed last night. As you're walking, you have the sun behind you. When you're on the other side, when you're on the south side, you have the sun coming up in your face. You have it there for the majority of the day. The toughest sections are the ones where you cross over the Alps. So on the west side of the trail is where you have it the most rugged. There's less support, but you have the best views because you're out there exposed on the ridges. On the east side, which is in Switzerland, you're mostly in forest. It feels like you're going through small towns every now and then. There's more support, there's Wi-Fi. It is more expensive than both France and Italy. In my opinion, the French section is the one that has the best food. Today, I have 3 different measurements for today's stage. Somewhere I read that it was 19 kilometers. Then I heard people last night saying that it was 16. And then I did a rough measurement using Google Earth Pro on my phone, which is what I'm using for navigation, and that one gave me up to my hotel 13 kilometers. We'll see at the end of the day how much I walked. What I cannot escape is the 600-meter climb that I have now, and then the final 1,200-meter descent into Les Houches. Let's go for it. was the first one out of the refugio this morning around 7:30 after having a light breakfast, just a croissant, a coffee with milk, and a tiny glass of orange juice. And of course, it happened again for the second time on the trip. It happened at the beginning and it happened on the last stage. What is it? I forgot my picnic. My God, on a day like today, where I think there's no support, I'm not sure. And last night when I bought it, it had a sandwich, it had a boiled egg, it had some snacks in there, some sweets. It would have come in handy, and I cannot believe that it's sitting right now at the counter. I had to pay the price, even though I'm going really fast today. I don't know, maybe it's because it's the last day, the last push. Right now it's all mental. Over the last few days, when I look at the stages, I usually see the elevation gains, and I'm like, it's gonna be hard. And then you end up doing it with no problem. So it's all in your head. 10:40 in the morning, made it all the way to the summit, the highest point of the day so far. Actually, from here it's going to be all the way down. Gorgeous views all the way up to the pass, and then from then on it got very rocky and rough. At points I had to use all 4 limbs, and there was even a section where you had to go up some stairs. It got nasty there, but we made it up here. There's a bar, cafe. Let's hope that it's open so that I could have a snack. And then from here on now, it's just downhill all the way down to the hotel. A simple yet expensive lunch break. It was a panini that I had to get at the top, €9, and then a beer for 8 at the cafe because they don't serve lunch until noon. It's been a nice descent now with all the gliders overlooking the city down below, making our way through the ridge and the most rocky section of the entire Tour de Mont Blanc so far. Wow. The Tour de Mont Blanc really saved the best for last with an incredible climb and a brutal descent through some of the worst and most rugged terrain. But here I am next to this beautiful statue of Christ the Redeemer overlooking the town of Les Houches, where I started this trip 13 days ago. I remember on day 1 standing down there looking up here and wondering how I would feel by the time I made it to the finish line. All I had to say is yes, another one in the back. I wish I would have done this a long time ago. Now I know it's a little bit tricky doing all the bookings months in advance, especially if you don't speak French. It's also one of the most expensive treks that I've done. You can always use like the support of a tour company to take care of all the logistics. Might as well use the luggage transfer service and get that weight off your back. You're gonna thank me for that. If you're feeling young and strong, then bring your tent and camp along the way, but please don't do it in 5 days. You need to immerse yourself here in this landscape. I hope you found all the videos useful. If you still have any questions, ask away in the comments down below. Share the videos with your friends, show them what you're getting yourself into. Hit the like button, of course. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe, become a channel member, drop some trail magic, whatever you can. Now, I'm not done walking here in Europe, not by a long stretch of the imagination, because in a couple of days I'm going to walk from Geneva to Le Puy-en-Velay along the Via Genevidiensis, 16 stages in the south of France, through a massive heat wave. Yes, but I'm finally gonna connect the Via Francigena with the Camino de Santiago. So let's wrap this video up. Guys, I hope you enjoy all the shots, all the landscape, and I hope to see you all, of course, on the next adventure.